It's because sometimes they are providers of capital. In that sense, we may want to get on their good side and to watch what they're doing in hopes of getting clues what they're about to do next. From 1987 to 1998, there were big bursts of excitement that ran into obstacles like apathy and opposition. Luckily, and there was a period of depression in about 1999 to 2003. Luckily, the trend is upwards from then on. If we focus on the period of 1987 to 2003, we see that there was some brief revivals, fluctuating lower and lower, and the sector practically became dormant in the latter years. But there was a strong recovery in 2004. Market forces somehow are trending upwards. And the year 2008 simply created an opportunity for people to buy in. Let's look at the latter years, the more recent years, and see where the trend is headed. Well, if present trends continue, this is what we're looking at. From 2000 level in the year 2005, the mining and oil index went up to 14,000 in 2011. That's phenomenal. And are investors pulling out? No, they're staying right there. They're staying put. And that tells you something. That tells you a lot. Now, this is simply an average number, and it averages the price charts of the member companies. Taking a look at Philex Mining, it seems that this chart tells you the old firm has somehow reawakened. Taking a look now at Oriental Peninsula, it's a young firm. It ran into some problems in the beginning, but seems to have recovered nicely. Taking a look at Apex Mining, active in Mindanao since 1970. Well, it has reawakened, dipped a little, but has recovered nicely. So investors are still supporting the sector and the stocks. Benguet Corporation since 1903 is recovering also in the stock price. For Nickel Asia, active in Surigao del Norte and Palawan, it's a young firm on its way up. So there. And overall, the index has had a very good run in the last 5 years, but is beaten hands down by the mining and oil index, which went up 107% over the last 3 years and 326% over the last 5 years. So the general theme is that the going may be difficult because of savage misunderstanding and misperceptions, but investors are piling into the sector and they may be prepared to do more, provided they understand better. This is the general trend, and the mood is hopeful, the sentiment is optimistic, and possibly it's also because the economy is predicted by all sectors to be moving up. Although privately I think that in terms of minerals exports, it may be more important to look at the Chinese economy or the other neighboring countries, the potential buyers. In terms of equity or portfolio investments, there may be money coming from Asia funds, excluding Japan, as well as emerging market funds who are putting more and more percentages of their stock investments into the Philippines. So it may be a good idea to explore, learn a little more about this sector in hopes of finding out what real direct equity investors might be doing. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and may I give the mic back to Leo.
Our main speaker today is a Brazilian geologist who has been working for Vale for the past 6 years. In Brazil, he was involved in Vale's iron oxide copper exploration projects. A few years ago, he moved to Australia where he obtained his master's degree in economic geology at the James Cook University in Queensland. Vale then assigned him to Western Australia, where he was involved in the pre-feasibility for the Kalgoorlie nickel laterite project of Vale. In November 2008, he moved to Manila, where he assumed the role of exploration manager of Vale Exploration Philippines. He currently oversees the copper-gold porphyry exploration projects of Vale and is, of course, looking for new opportunities in the country. In the meantime, our speaker and his Brazilian wife have given life to a son, who they've called Lucas, who was born in Manila on the 13th of May, 2009. Valet. The name of our topic today is Valet, a global company in the Philippines. Valet is a diversified mining multinational corporation and one of the largest logistics operators in Brazil. In addition to being the second largest mining company in the world, Valet is also the largest producer of iron ore, pellets, and the second largest producer of nickel. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and join me to welcome our main speaker for today, the person you all came here to hear, Fernando Moya, Exploration Manager of Valet Philippines.
Thanks, Leo, for... Oh, nice to see you again. Thanks for the lovely introduction. Very detailed, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I hope you're all enjoying the lunch. I believe there's still some room for more. So it's not a heavy meal. No, there's a lot of information, but I think it's going to go down smoothly and going to be easy to digest. Kevin, congratulations for the event. I think it's a large crowd. It's a good kickoff. Well, Kevin invited me to, for the inaugural presentation, and then I think I thought it was a great idea. Vale is it's one of the major mining companies in the world, and we are here for a few years. Not everybody know much about us, and when I moved here, people saying Vale. You got it right, Vale, not Vale. So Vale is a Brazilian mining company, and then we are in probably more than 30 countries, about 21, 22 in exploration. And then today, what I want to do is an institutional presentation, right? I added a few more slides. The idea is to level, the knowledge among yourselves and people, so people can learn more about Vale. All right. So to start, just take a quick look at the company. The company was state-owned, founded in 1942, so with a very high government influence. It started mainly with iron, had some gold mines, some aluminum, but it was state-owned from 1942 to 1997. And the main business was iron ore. In 1997, the company, the government, the former president, Fernando Henrique, decided to privatize the company. It wasn't an easy process. There's a lot of concerns. So it was done. And we were listed in São Paulo Stock Exchange and New York Stock Exchange at that time. And last year, we just listed in Hong Kong Stock Exchange, December last year. During this, the privatization now was a transition from a state-owned to a private company, so you can imagine how easy it can be, right? So I think we're still, improving a lot. There's a lot of public, public company mentality, but it was a modernization process. It is not easy for a large company. And about 2001, the company realized how big it was in Brazil and the potential it had, and the idea was, well, should we go overseas? Should we diversify? We're going to take the risk. Otherwise, we're going to be taken over by someone. And they decide to go overseas. cross the boundaries, and invest. Of course, iron ore is the main business, so getting income, and then we can invest in other commodities. During 2001 to 2010 was accelerated growth, so it's a very aggressive targets, focused on a profit and value creation. We had a new organizational structure. I think I can tell, like, every year had like 2 changes. We're still getting there, with a better defined governance, focused on a strategic position to be a global mining, be one of the large mining company, and we had to increase the portfolio. To become one of the large mining company, you need to deal with the multi commodities. And 2010, we are one of the best mining companies and the largest mining companies in the world. So, and the idea is to continue, the strategy is to continue the implementation of the largest portfolio and to become the best and largest and most sustainable mining company in the world. So here's a snapshot, where we were in 1997. So we see a few countries: Brazil, U.S. We have a pretty much office there. Operations only in Brazil. The mine sites, exploration, logistics, everything. And you see in East Asia here, China and Japan, which were our clients. And we also have some joint ventures with the Japanese companies on steel plants in Brazil. This 1997. Well, here's about 10,000, 11,000 employees, including third parties. 2011, we are now a global company, definitely a global company with 120,000 employees, including contractors and permanent third parties. Well, you can see here in South America, almost in all countries, with various offices. The head office is in Brazil, is in Rio. And then we have Carajás. Probably most of you or some of you heard about Carajás. Carajás is a multi-commodity mineral province. Where one of our largest iron reserves are, about 20 billion. Reserves at 55, 60% iron. Yeah. So just to let you know, those who are into mining, our cutoff it's about 55% in the mines in Carajás, and it's hematite, not magnetite. But we are Argentina for potash and copper, Chile definitely for copper, Peru copper, Colombia. There's we recently bought coal mine and also looking for copper if there's any potential. Canada is mainly nickel and copper. U.S. Copper, uranium. Uranium is not looking into that, but I still have a project there, if I'm not mistaken. In Europe, Norway, we have in France, we have refineries, but we have a commercial office in UK. Africa, mostly exploration projects. We just got into a huge project in Guinea, Liberia. In Guinea, now it's iron. Some people said that we found another Carajás over there. We are in DRC, in Zambia, obviously for copper. Mozambique, coal operation. So commissioning going to start soon. It's the first ever coal project developed from exploration to operation. Then we have some countries in what we call Eurasia for us, so Kazakhstan, Oman, where we are for nickel, mainly nickel sulfides, and Kazakhstan copper. India is in between, so I think it's in our division, it's Eurasia.